In 2026, the human world was attacked by a strange virus. Infected people grew animal-like features, and eventually became completely animal and lost human consciousness. The government has no choice but to keep the infected in quarantine. Rick follows his father Jack to visit his mother, who has been infected with the virus. On the way, he witnesses an infected person who has mutated into a Birdman break free. Upon arriving at the hospital, the doctors tell them that their mother is doing better but needs to be moved. Rick is extremely resistant to this. He cannot accept that his mother is turning into a bear. Because of his mother, Rick is forced to change schools. In gym class, Rick, who has always been physically weak, suddenly explodes in strength, beating 4 people in a tug-of-war. After returning home, Rick is horrified to find animal claws growing out of his fingernails and a prominent spine in his back. He realizes that he has been infected with a virus. Rick jumps into the bathtub to try to rinse off the foreign objects. At a class reunion, Rick became delirious after just one drink. When an animal calls from the forest, he is pulled into the forest by a mysterious force. When he wakes up the next day, he finds blood around his mouth and pulls a feather from his throat. Rick seeks out Birdman and becomes friends. Rick helps Birdman practice flying, and Birdman sacrifices himself to save Rick as the police hunt him down. As Rick searches for a shifter community deep in the forest, he meets his mother, who has been fully transformed into a bear. Though he can't communicate with her, feels the light of humanity in her eyes. When the military raids to capture the mutants, Rick is taken away as well. As he is not yet fully mutated, he can leave by signing a release format. But at this point he can no longer hold a pen and write. His father knocks out the police and escapes with Rick. Faced with a police chase, Rick asks his father to visit him more often, while Jack tells his son to return to the forest and embrace his new identity.